Hi, everyone. During our discussions on archaeology and cultural heritage, we touched upon a question of the difference between cultural heritage and simply culture. This reminded me of something that I've been thinking about recently in my own research. Here we have a picture of Shuri Castle, the former royal palace of the Ryukyu Kingdom. The kingdom was largely independent with its own government, its own culture, and so forth, until the 1870s when Tokyo unilaterally declared the kingdom abolished and its lands annexed as Okinawa Prefecture. The castle itself survived until 1945 when it was destroyed in the war, and it was then restored in 1992. The central buildings of this restored castle were destroyed again in an accidental fire on October 31st, 2019, but efforts to restore it again are already underway. So in the very brief time that we have today, I'd like to talk about a ceremony that was performed in 1989 in conjunction with the previous rebuilding, and which will presumably be performed again sometime in the next couple of years. In this Kobikishiki gyoretsu, or tree felling ceremonial procession, people from the densely forested northern part of Okinawa Island ceremonially paraded down the length of the island with a number of felled trees, ceremonially delivering lumber to the castle for the reconstruction efforts. In 1989, as you can see in these newspaper photos, people dressed in traditional costume, they sang traditional songs associated with the ceremony, and so forth. Priestesses known as Noro performed chants praying for the reconstruction efforts to go smoothly. But while the ceremony was reconstructed accurately to a certain extent, based on historical research and continually passed down traditions, it was also knowingly altered in many ways. So this is quite obviously cultural heritage insofar as it is reenacting a traditional ceremony from the time of the kingdom, and it is in many ways evoking and reviving some sense of a Ryukyuan identity from the past, a cultural heritage inherited by the Okinawan people of the present. But it is also a modern contemporary culture in the sense that it is taking place in the present as part of the cultural activities and experiences of the people in the present, and in the sense that it's explicitly made modern with the involvement of all sorts of different elements that more closely resemble annual local festivals of today. So how do we think about this? How do we interpret it? Is this a wholly modern cultural event that merely borrows from or represents what the historical ceremonies of the past might have been like, a mere reenactment? Or can this be seen as a genuine revival, a recontinuation of the authentic tradition of the past? If we consider it an authentic element of modern Okinawan culture and an element of the construction of notions of Okinawan heritage today, but not a genuine continuation of the traditional historical traditions of the past, then where might we draw the line for other events? Are Gion Matsuri in Kyoto or bonfire night parades held across England merely modern representations of a past tradition? Or are they genuine continuations of those traditions? That's it. I'm out of time. Thank you very much.